This is the end of landscaping day 2. It's been a long day. So, you're not gonna believe this. In the middle of the night, I had this excruciating pain in my neck and shoulder. Just an unbearable, torturous like pain. And I want to make this story a lot shorter. So, about 3:34 a.m. in the morning, this is on a Friday, my wife took me to the ER. The very next day, Saturday morning, I was on the operating table having a major surgery. And so it knocked me down for quite a bit, and it just came out of nowhere. And so you can imagine my stress level with managing a project like this and dealing with this emergency surgery. And to make it worse, after my surgery, I could not drive. It affected my shoulder and my arm, and it was just a lot going on. So it affected me to the point that I couldn't move my shoulder very well on my arm. I couldn't go but so high. So I could not drive at all. I couldn't lift anything I couldn't lift anything at this point. And so this is about 3 days after my surgery. I finally get back to the house. The roofer is here, and this is what I come back to. Now, to make it even worse, you can see the condition of this house right now. Now, I had a budget of about $7,500 to replace the roof. Well, what happened was when the roofers took the shingles off, all of the plywood was pretty much ruined. It was what they call baked from the inside out from the humidity, from the house sitting so long and from just exposure to the elements. And so the plywood was basically too soft. It was brittle. And so every piece of plywood had to come off. So basically, why you see this convertible house, everything had to come off. So that budget went from $7,500 to about $14,000 to get this roof right. So it was just so many things with this house that I was not anticipating. And then, granted, this is what happens when you take on flip projects. When you are renovating a house, you basically break it down. You break the house down even more than the state that it's in to build it back up. And in the midst of breaking a house down or demolishing it, you run into more problems that need to be fixed, because most of the issues are not just on the top layer, they're underneath where you can't see, like this here. And you might say, well, you didn't see the wood from in the attic. Well, yes, we did, but it looked perfectly fine. But like I said, this is just the things that you have to be aware of. And this was just a stressful point in my life, in our lives, because, I want to go into the type of surgery I had right now, but let's just say it was major to the point that I couldn't do anything. So I had to come back and keep this project going. It was definitely a lot, definitely a learning experience, but I can't wait to share the rest of the journey with you, because this is just a testament to life in general. Like, we get knocked down, we face issues, we face trials and tribulations, and we have to figure out a way to manage those problems, solve the problems if we can, and move forward. And if we can't change a particular situation, then we just have to adjust, accept it, and keep moving forward. It's just how it goes. That's life. But at least the project was moving at this point. I think this is later on in the day where they put most of the plywood back on. And if you can see in the back, you see this door right here. So we basically took that door out and we moved it to the right, where that window is to the right. And so what that did is we created more space inside the house for the kitchen, because this door and the window being so close together, it just chopped up our kitchen to the point that we couldn't maximize it. So we'll show you later how that turned out. Got our windows in. It came a little bit faster than was anticipated. They told us it would be 5 weeks to get these custom windows, but it ended up taking like 3 weeks. So far so good. As you can see, we moved the door from that location to this location, and we closed up that window. It looks kind of weird back here because there's only one window, which I don't really like. But that window is the primary bathroom over there. So, oh crap. I can't even concentrate. Anyways, I'm gonna try to get through this video. I'm just annoyed right now. But today we're putting the windows in. I think I lost my train of thought. But anyways, let me just show you the windows that are going in. We opted for the black windows. So anyways, those are the windows getting put in now. Anyways, man, I'll be back to y'all. I gotta think. Not sure if I told you, but our permits got approved. I don't know if I told you, but our permits got approved, and we got them approved in record time. I'm excited. You heard me. Right now, we're in our rough-in portion of the project, which plumbing rough-ins have been passed and approved, and then we have electrical and mechanical up next. So rough-ins are basically the guts of the property, or the guts of the house. You know, everything that makes your house function. Your electricity, your water, your HVAC, your wires, your piping, your vents, so forth and so on. This is two 16-foot LVL beams that we had installed with our 3 jack studs in place. And here is where the island is gonna be. My guys were putting in the vapor barrier. Excuse me, I'm fighting a little cold. And they were putting in the insulation. So that's why we had this. So we just left it open for easy access for them. But yeah, things are moving a little bit slower than anticipated. I had a major event right before we got our inspections approved, or right after. I was laying in the bed about 3 in the morning, and I had this excruciating pain in my neck and my trap. So just to make a long story short, I went to the doctor the next day. They couldn't find anything. And then I ended up going to the chiropractor to see if they could help. And we're just gonna skip that portion because I don't want to talk about it right now. I'm gonna get irritated. But anyways, I ended up going to the emergency room on Thursday, or actually on a Friday. Because that morning, the day before, my arm was a little bit weak. I was trying to shave and my hand was dropping down. I'm like, what in the world? Maybe it's the muscle relaxer that I took that's making my arms weak. But I just couldn't take the pain anymore. So I went to the doctor. I went to the ER. And they did an x-ray, couldn't find anything. So they were like, well, you need to go to the hospital, Wake Med North. I think it's Wake Med North, and get an MRI. So I went and got an MRI, and the doctor came out and said, you have a pinched nerve, or you have a bulging disc in your neck that's catching your nerve. You need to go see the neurosurgeon right now. So they sent me to the main hospital, and this was Friday. I think I got there about, at this time I started the journey of going to the hospital. It's probably like 4 in the morning. And then by 4 p.m. that day, I was talking to the neurosurgeon, and he said, yeah, your C5 is actually protruding out pretty bad and has caught the nerve in your shoulder. And that's why you're having issues with movement. And we recommend that you have surgery right away. And the pain and the lack of movement in my arm, I knew it was pretty serious. I knew it was something that I couldn't wait on. And so I did the emergency surgery. And so basically what they did, they went in through my neck. You see my new beauty mark, my new tattoo, courtesy of the neurosurgeon. You know, gotta make light of these situations somehow. But they went in my neck through the front. They took out my C5 vertebrae, replaced it with an implant, and put in 4 metal screws. And yeah, I was terrified, man. Let me just say, I've been through a lot, but that's something that I definitely was not anticipating, and I did not want to do at all, because, you know, that's my spine. Things can go wrong. And I was sitting there thinking, I'm a pretty courageous guy, I would say. For lack of better words, I have a high pain tolerance, but the pain I just couldn't take. And I knew my shoulder was something was really wrong with my nerves. So I was like, let's just do the surgery. And I was shaking because I was so nervous that all of a sudden, out of the blue, now I'm about to have major surgery on my spine. And so the doctors, the neurosurgeons, man, they took care of me. They did the operation. Things turned out well, and the doctor and the PA was saying that they expect for a full recovery, and that was one of their better patients because I was pretty healthy. You know, I told y'all I was healthy. I may not look totally healthy, but I'm kind of healthy, you know, pretty much. But anyways, and I'm in rehab for my shoulder, trying to get it right. I was at probably like 30% of movement in my shoulder. Now I'm thinking maybe I'm at like 55%. So it's been a little bit of time, but we're getting there. So anyways, all that to say is you never know what can happen in life. So, man, take the chance, take the trip, travel, do the things that you want to do. Don't take anybody for granted. Don't take anything for granted, because life, as you know it, as we know it, could change instantly, just like that. It changed for me, at least temporarily. I have loved ones in my life that they had unexpected life events. And so it's just a matter of having endurance and being patient and waiting for what's next. You know what I mean? And if you have hope and you have faith, then you know that we have a lot to look forward to. But that's my little rant. You know, what we do is cool. It can be stressful. It can be overwhelming, especially when things don't line up as smoothly as you want and you're dealing with this and that and just issues, you know, period. But your health, your lifestyle, people in your life, how you treat others, the way you live your life is more important. Things are not important. Money is a protection. It's something that we have to have, right? The money is just a tool. It's just a means to an end. And so you use money to try to make more money. That's the game. You know, you don't want to be dependent on always trying to make money. For me, it's trying to make more time, trying to collapse time. And of course, you do need money to do that, right? But the goal is to make more time so you can live your life how you want to live it. I want to live my life how I want to live it. I want to be able to go chill and do what I want in the middle of the week. Go spend time with my loved ones, travel, and just have new experiences and new memories. You know what I mean? So keep things in perspective and keep the main thing, as they say. So I'm about to take off. I got the measurements I needed, and soon we're gonna be throwing this thing together. So if you haven't met me already, and this is your first time meeting me, my name is Javaris. I'm with the Lifestyle House and House of Storm, and we teach people, we show people how to become entrepreneurs, how to design, how to flip houses, and how to invest in real estate. If you want to know more, just let me know. All right. Until then, I'm gonna holler at you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And we hope to see you soon. All right. Peace. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video and found some value and some encouragement in it. And for those who want to get into flipping, or they're thinking about it, may not know where to start, or maybe you have an opportunity and you don't know if it's a good one or not, I have a checklist. I call it a flip list. It's going to help you determine if you are ready to invest in a property, or if you have an opportunity and you want to know if it's a good one or not. This checklist will help you determine if it's a good one or not. So it's really short and straight to the point, but it's valuable and it's going to help you make the right decision. I hope this was helpful, and we got so much more to share with you. We just finished 2 new projects, so I can't wait to share those with you as well. And also just some other things in life, you know what I mean? So I'll talk to you soon. I hope all is well, and I hope I get to see you again. And if not, I hope you have the best life ever. All right, see you soon. Peace.